as I started to try to learn more and more about Christian theology and proper Christian theology, one of the things that I had to come away with was the whole idea of there being sort of the poor will always be with us. Now, yeah. And I also found it interesting that in the Gnostic Gospels of John, there's a reference to something, or no, Gnostic Gospel Thomas, yeah, the one that everybody likes so much, that there's a line about the poverty, and apparently when it's like a proper noun, like of some sort. It's a reference to something. And I just have, that's one of those things. There was a theologian who was talking about what he theorized that was a reference to, not really the idea of the poor in spirit, that it's something more really something kind of evil, that it's something that saps the goodness out of other people, in a way, is kind of, I think, what his ideal was behind why that word was used that way in that Gnostic gospel. But one of the things I was thinking about was that, at one point where it's, the poor will always be with us, and I was like, but okay, I gotta admit, that had to have hit people, like, so what are we doing this for? In some way, it must have been kind of a disappointing line to hear that, that it's not going to change, No, it's not going to change. No, it's going to stay exactly the same. No, it's going to actually get worse. And you won't believe what Rome's going to do to you people. And so I thought about it, and I was like, one of the things about it is, it was like, because you know how real it is by looking at how bad people have it. When you look at how bad people have it, you know what's really going on. How low are their lowest. So one of the things I had to think about was, it's like, oh, when you hear all the women complaining, but how bad do they have it? I see men everywhere that are the lowest of the low every day. This is wet out here, dog. It is wet. It is, the Northwest will soak you, and it will sap every last bit of warmth out of your body. Every last bit. And so the thing that I was like, okay, at some point I'll have to test this. And then along came, the post-riot period here. And it became clear right away. I'm like, yeah, well, look at how badly the lowest of the low are doing. They're not dying in the streets of the illness. So the illness isn't what's killing them. The overdoses are killing them. Poverty's killing them. The illness isn't killing them. And everyone ignored that. I actually even I'm finding it interesting that people who I identify with, they're not being very into religion, and they don't really, they're just not, that's not their bag. They even kind of are a little hostile to it a bit. They didn't notice. Well, but the lowest of the low aren't dying of it. I mean, that's who this would strike. It would have to. By any understanding of the science of this, by any understanding of even being ill. That's why your mommy tells you to wrap up. So, yeah. There's answers in that book. You just have to know what the question is.